Good evening and welcome to the Middletown City Council General Election Candidate Forum conducted by the Chamber of Commerce Government Relations Committee. My name is Brian Bross, and I will be your moderator for this session. Our timekeeper for tonight's session is Corey Johnson. In the interest of time and fairness to the other candidates, I'm going to ask each candidate to observe Corey's signal and stop your response when time is up. The forum will consist of pre-developed questions, and each candidate will have 90 seconds to respond. The candidates have not seen the questions in advance. We will rotate candidates answering each question first, starting with the candidate on the left and moving to the right with each question. The candidates that we have here tonight are Rhett Kirchner, Rodney Johnson, Jerry Anderson, and Orrin Asmus. All right. The candidates who are not here tonight or not present did not provide statements to be read in their absence. So let's get started by having each of you introduce yourself and share why you're running for a seat on the City Council. We'll start with Mr. Kirchner and we'll work our way that way.
Hello, I'm Rhett Kirchner. I'm 29 years old. I've been a resident of Middletown for the last 5 years. I don't really have a good reason that I'm running personally. I will say I have a very flexible schedule, so I'll be able to attend all the meetings. I don't plan on leaving Middletown anytime soon. I really enjoy Middletown, and I'd like to see the town grow at a reasonable rate, and that's pretty much all I got for that.
All right. Mr. Johnson.
Well, I'm Rodney Johnson. I moved to Middletown in 2017 with my wife and daughter. Grew up in New London, liked the small town feel, close proximity to good paying jobs. I work at Champion, been there for 31 years. I was asked 2 years ago to be on the City Council, and I went ahead and took that opportunity and took some time to get to know what goes on in the council and within the meetings and whatnot, and chose to run for mayor to try to help the city with some growth, and that's about it.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, my name's Jerry Anderson. I've been in Middletown for 7 years. I would like to see the city grow a little, maybe clean up some spots, and just make it a good community and get some business in. That's sort of my goals.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Asmus.
Well, I'm one of the older ones. I've lived in Middletown for 60-some years. I'm 93 years old, and I'm still work. Got a broken hip, but I still get around. I'm here to come back into the council. Early years, I served for 20 years on the Middletown Council, and then I went to work for Walmart, so I couldn't make the meetings. Then I came back from Walmart and run again and got in. Then I forgot to turn my papers in 4 years ago on time. So now I'm running again. I got Middletown is getting to look like Mount Union, and we don't want that to happen. And I'm like all the rest of them. We need to get some cleaning up done, some property sold, and most of all, some ordinances enforced. We paid $3,500 and we didn't got nothing in. So that's why I'm running. Hope to get in.
All right. Well, thank you all, and we'll move on to the questions for the evening, and we'll start here with Mr. Johnson. What is your biggest goal in running for City Council?
I would say at the top of my wants, wishes for the town is to clean up several of the vacant properties. We've got way too many properties that have sat empty for way too many years, and they create varmint and groundhog and raccoon problems within the city. And so trying to, like I said, trying to clean up the town and bring more single-family residents to town.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Anderson, what is your biggest goal in running for City Council?
Well, I agree with Rodney. We need to do some cleaning up. And I'd like to see work on getting like a Dollar General store or something, and just make it a nice, clean town.
Okay. And Mr. Asmus, what is your biggest goal for running for city council?
Get a new bunch of people interested in living in Middletown by selling government parade grounds that have been there for so long, and they don't accomplish anything. They need to have a house set on them and draw some tax money so we don't have to raise our taxes.
Okay. And Mr. Kirchner, what's your biggest goal in running for city council?
Just to expand Middletown, it'd be nice to see like a Dollar General or, some new houses, some new development. Also cleaning up Middletown. I agree with everybody here. I think we're all in agreement about Middletown could look a little better, and I'm just excited for the future of Middletown. Really, I'm a new resident, but I'm going to be there a while, so I want to make sure my home is nice.
Okay. Very good. Okay, our next question will start with Mr. Anderson, and this one involves community engagement. How would you engage with the residents to understand their priorities and communicate decisions made by the city council?
Well, my goal is to try and make everybody happy, which is a hard job. Not everybody's going to be happy, but I went around and got quite a few people signed my papers, and I told them what I was wanting to do, and I figured if 40 people signed it, that's a good idea. So
Okay.
I think I can communicate with them, and I may not agree with them, but I'm going to try and do what's right for the city.
All right. Mr. Asmus, how would you engage the residents to understand their priorities and communicate decisions made by the city council?
Well, I like to see the ones that do the complaining come to the meeting instead of sit at home and not do nothing, but then they can object later that why are we doing this and not doing that, and I'd like to see the ordinances enforced. Let the people know that we have an ordinance. Give them a letter and give them so many days to clean it up, or we go in and clean it up, and maybe that will bring new people.
Okay. Mr. Kirchner, the same question to you about community engagement. How would you engage with the residents to understand their priorities and communicate decisions made by the council?
Really, if they came and talked to me directly, that's probably the easiest form of communication is just person to person. I would say that would be the easiest way. I would try to understand their concerns and see what we can do about it at a reasonable time, fashion, and stuff, and try to make everyone happy if possible. But just person to person.
Okay. All right. All right. And Mr. Johnson, how would you address the community engagement question?
Well, I would like to see more people attend the meetings. I know that over the few years that I've been involved, I've heard other people say that, well, nothing happens, nothing gets solved. The council, those of us up here, I feel we want to hear the concerns in the town. We're not going to be able to solve every concern, but we want to hear every concern. You may not like the answer that we give you, but I feel that any of us that's asked a question within a timely manner should give the answer back to the people. As far as the ordinances, we do have ordinances that are in place. We need to enforce them. We have started sending out letters to certain citizens to address some of their issues already, and that's been taken with fairly decent response at this point. We need to continue with the enforcement and clean up and go from there.
All right. Thank you. This next question will start with Mr. Asmus. This is about public safety. Without a local police force, how do you ensure strong public safety for the city of Middletown?
We've had in former years, Des Moines County Sheriff's Department, and we had an agreement with them and signed a contract, although they did come down on their wages, because we didn't have the money in the fund to go ahead and pay for it. I would like to see, again, like Mr. Johnstone he was there every meeting was there. He took the concerns, and the council was aware of that he would do something about, when we have a mayor now that don't communicate direct to Johnstown, or the new sheriff. They can't do nothing. I like to see him go ahead and be more vigilant on what's going on. And we need sheriff protection.
All right, thank you, and we'll take that question here to Mr. Kirchner, Public Safety. Without a police force, how do you ensure strong public safety for the city of Middletown?
I think just the presence of the sheriff coming through town, making their rounds and stuff, I think that does help. I guess Middletown's a pretty good town. I wouldn't say we have really any crime, but I'd say my biggest concern would be the speed through Middletown. It is 55 coming into town, then it drops down, and we do have a stop sign on Boundary Avenue, which is stopped at, I would say, 80% of the time. My only concern is people doing 65 all the way through town. There is children that live right on Main Street. But really just the sheriff coming to town, just having a presence is nice, I think.
Okay, all right. Mr. Johnson, how do you address the public safety question?
Well, I agree with the speed being a concern on Boundary and Main Street. The stop sign, like you said, we've had that stop sign there for many years now. And it has been addressed a few times at council meetings. And at one point I had mentioned, like in West Burlington, they have the LED solar flashing. I think if we had something like that, it might be a little more easy to follow. But we have, these are local people that are running the stop signs as well. It's not just out of towners that are pulling off to stop in and get gas at Casey's. So I agree the police presence needs to be, come in at random times. I know that they're on call and that they do address situations in town when necessary, but make a random drive through, go through the whole town. Maybe put a speed limit sign or speed detection sign out on Boundary Street. It just kind of observes the people. Hey, look, we're watching. And but I think community involvement is good.
Okay. Yep. All right. And Mr. Anderson, public safety, without a local police force, how do you ensure a strong public safety for the city of Middletown?
Yeah, I feel that if they could, if we could afford a little more time with them and stuff, and maybe have representation at our council meetings to tell them what we think we need done, and something that they can help us with or get ideas from them. Yeah, the speed through town is quite ridiculous. So we need to get onto that. But as far as anything bad, I don't think nothing bad generally happens. So it's a pretty good town. So, but need a little more representation from the county.
All right, very good. We will take the next question to Mr. Kirchner first. This one is about infrastructure and services. What infrastructure improvements and city services are a high priority for the city of Middletown?
Well, I'd like to see some new houses built in Middletown. We have room for it. It's just getting the right people in there to do it, and just kind of start the chain, get a house built, and then kind of go to the next. We have a few streets that definitely need some patching and stuff, but I'd say the main thing is just kind of keeping the residency up, just have new houses for people to move into. Anytime there is a house for sale, it does not last long. So people want to live in Middletown. We just don't have the houses for it. I think if we had more infrastructure for people to build houses and stuff, I think we'd have more residents.
All right, the same question to you, Mr. Johnson. What infrastructure improvements and city services are a high priority for the city of Middletown?
Well, a high priority of mine is the development of the parade grounds. Besides the parade grounds, I've been told that there are roughly 30 properties around town that could be built on, not including the ones that could be cleaned up and, made livable. At one point in time, people were concerned about, will our waste treatment plant be able to handle that, more people? Well, at one point in time, there was over 600 residents in Middletown. They may not have always been the best residents, but there was over 600 residents. So we can definitely handle 30 more homes. And in order to repair the streets or replace the tractor or upkeep on any of the equipment that we have, the only way we're going to be able to do that without raising taxes is raising the amount of residents we have.
Okay, all right, thank you. Mr. Anderson, same question, infrastructure and services. What infrastructure improvements and city services are a high priority for the city of Middletown?
I think we're doing pretty good on controlling water and a sewer system. Like Rodney said, is still in good shape and works great. We've done good on that. And the water tower, there's a couple things that we could do on it yet. But mainly just try and keep it steady flow of keeping things up. If the street gets a hole on it, let's get it fixed. If we need to put in a water line, we'll try and get it done. Just keep going.
Okay, all right. Same question to you, Mr. Asmus. What infrastructure improvements and city services are high priority for the city of Middletown?
Well, I think first the city council has to set aside so much money for each project that you can put in it so you can do the infrastructure that you do need when it occurs. We're really bad on the street north of 34 that is a loop, Washington and Mechanic. That's in bad shape, but it's over 40 years old, and the concrete wasn't the proper concrete when they put it in. But we claim we don't have any money. So much money should be budgeted out of the taxes into the infrastructure fund, and it should go for. We have one set up for the sewer and water through the water company, water deposit, but then we don't have nothing other than highway use tax for the roads. That's set up for it. So we need to get a structure-based setup first before we even think of what we're going to do.
Okay, all right. Very good. We will go on to the next question. This one we'll start with Mr. Johnson. This one involves community collaboration. We hear about Burlington and West Burlington forming stronger community collaborations. In what ways could Middletown engage in those conversations or with other communities in Des Moines County?
Well, I think a way that we could work together, growing our community, making us more of a close-knit community, willing to watch over the neighbor's yard, whatever. We haven't had a town city day or anything like that in many, many years. Maybe possibility of having a car show, carnival day or something, to bring the community together, maybe a picnic day. I recently watched a video about a gentleman in Montana, and they were working on a gardening community, and so they had an area that they set aside for gardening, and anybody in the community that worked the garden had access to the produce and stuff, and it was a shared experience. Some just to get, the community more involved, more working together.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Anderson, the same question to you on community collaboration.
Okay, I think we're lacking on togetherness. I don't know how else to put it. We don't have any citywide get-togethers, or like Rodney said, don't have a car show or anything to let other people see what Middletown's like. And we're just sort of, sometimes I think we're just sort of like Middletown. We're in the middle, but nobody stops. You know what I'm saying? So I had some ideas, like maybe, one of them was a car show, have a car show out there and just bring people in and let them see how nice the community is. And we really got a lot of nice people in town. It's just some of them are hard to get to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good community.
Okay, same question to you, Mr. Asmus, about community collaboration.
Well, we've always had the friendliness, but we get such a light turnover that whoever comes in now, you don't know anybody unless they've lived there quite a while, because everybody keeps to themselves. And I say they want to solve the problems, but they don't want to come to the meetings to hear what the problems are. We need to have people listen more, come to the meetings, let it be known, and also go to the meetings at Burlington. The grant people that fix the grant, go to that meeting. We have had a mayor that hasn't made the meeting. I went to meeting on that the deal that they took through. I can't name the thing of it. Anyway, it was the different towns got together and voted on this money. Our mayor didn't even go, so how could he bring it up? We need to cooperate with what Burlington's meetings are, what West Burlington's meetings are. Have somebody there. It ain't going to hurt you.
Okay. All right. And finally, Mr. Kirschner, same question, community collaboration.
I would like to see Middletown do something. As I know of now, there's no Middletown anything. Some kind of something you can invite the public to events or car shows or whatever it may be. I think it would be good for Middletown because, Burlington does a lot of cool stuff that I attend, and I would like to go to something maybe a little closer instead of driving clear to Burlington, and just to kind of get people involved. I've lived in Middletown 5 years, and I know a decent amount of people. There are still a lot of people that don't know who I am, or I don't know them, and whatever it may be, car show or anything like that, I think it'd be good. 5 or 6 years ago, Middletown did do something with Ragbri, and they had an event, and I'm not sure, there was a lot of people in town, and not saying I want that many people, but I think it's something. I don't know. It's nice when your town does something. I don't know, be inclusive, kind of, it'd be good. Just really anything. I'm open to just about anything.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Anderson, we'll come to you with the next question. This involves economic development. What steps could the city council take to encourage small business growth or new investment in Middletown?
Well, I'm not really sure what else we can do. We've invited Dollar General to buy some ground, and they looked at a couple places. We're going to have to do some more enticing and let people know that it's a good place to be.
Okay. Same question to you, Mr. Asmus. What steps could the city council take to encourage small business growth or new investment in Middletown?
I got a hold of Quick Star, and it wasn't on the council, but as an individual, and they claimed that our town didn't have enough traffic through it, And that's kind of crazy because we do have a lot of traffic through it. I did call Dollar General, and they come out and when they found out there was a oil tank that was in the old school property, they will not build where there's an oil tank. Now, that's not stopping them from building across the road from Casey's. That'd be a good competitive. So I'm all in favor of just getting out and getting something started. I mean, whether it's Rodney has a little coffee stand that he puts up out there and does fairly good business with it, but I'm not sure a restaurant would be the thing to put up there because we wouldn't have that much. But I'm all for getting somebody in there.
All right, thank you. Mr. Kirchner, same question. What steps could the city council take to encourage small business growth or new investment in Middletown?
You know, I don't really have a good answer for that one. I will say Middletown does have plenty of traffic. It's a crossroad of two highways. You know, Casey's is nice, but it'd be nice to have like a Dollar General. But Dollar General is not the easiest company to deal with. But I really don't have a good idea to entice more business. It'd be nice, but I don't know what the community really needs for another business. I mean, something would be nice, but I just don't know what that something is yet.
Okay, all right. And same question to you, Mr. Johnson. What steps could the city council take to encourage small business growth or new investment in Middletown?
Well, right now, we are working with a couple gentlemen that the Ball Diamond is being sold, and he's bringing his business to town. And then I've heard that there's possibility of another small business over in that area as well. I think if we could develop, work on developing, whether it be through grants or whatever, the parade grounds, if we was able to increase our population, that would definitely increase our odds for a smaller business, whether it be Dollar General or another business like that. You know, it's nice to have options. It's nice to have competition. There are plenty of places where Dollar General or another business like that could build. Maybe not right on the main drag, but at the same time, Middletown's not that big of a town. So a block off the main drag still would attract plenty of business. And with the ammunition plant there, there's traffic all the time. You know, I mean, we live across the railroad tracks, but during this time of year, we can see the traffic. And there's 100 cars goes by every hour, at least. So we have traffic.
Okay. All right, well, thank you, and that kind of leads into the next question, and we'll start with Mr. Asmus on this question. The Iowa Army Ammunition Plant opportunities. What opportunities and challenges do you see having the Iowa Army Ammunition Plant in the community?
When I moved here in 1960, the ammunition plant employed probably 7,000 people. They were definitely an asset to Middletown. Everything was calm. Nobody speeded through town. Everything, and the people was working people. And of course, there was an old gas station there instead of Casey's, and it did right well because the people would stop there and get fuel like they're doing now, getting fuel and donuts and everything. But if it wasn't for the ammunition plant, I don't know what we have. We have a lot of traffic. We have a lot of. Well, they claim they give us the ground that we got on the south side of town, but and they said it was worth $1 million. But the only thing is, they didn't tell us that it was going to cost $665,000 to change the water. So I still for the ordinance plant.
Okay. All right, thank you, and we'll take that question to Mr. Kirchner. What opportunities and challenges do you see having the Iowa Army Ammunition Plant in the community?
Well, I think it's good. It's so close. I'm sure there's a certain percentage of residents that work there or have worked there years, and everyone knows somebody that's worked there. As in the challenges as a resident, I've gotten over getting used to the sounds of all the testing. That was kind of a unique experience at first, but it's just like living by a train. You get used to it. But it's nice having the plant there. It's a job, and it's something in Middletown. That's Middletown's biggest thing, I would say, is the ordnance plant. You know, it employs people from multiple counties, and yeah, I think it's a good thing we have the plant.
All right, we'll move that question to Mr. Johnson. Again, what opportunities and challenges do you see having the Iowa Army ammunition plant in the community?
Well, the ammunition plant, it definitely brings a lot of people to town. Gives people the opportunity to possibly see, you know, I don't want to live in Burlington, or I don't want to drive from Iowa City. You know, the ammunition plant, if we were able to get some development going with, you know, the water and sewer systems in some of the areas that we need to develop, then, you know, it would bring opportunities for people to be closer to work. You know, if they worked at the ammunition plant, they'd be able to come right home. Yes, the sounds, the noises, they're not for everybody. I've talked to a few different people about possibly having like a vet's home or something, you know, just small community housing for veterans or something. But then that comes up that, you know, what about the noises? Not every one of them is going to be affected by the noises. So I think that that would be something that the ammunition plant, it's, you know, we're supporting the government and the, you know, the Army, so supporting our veterans would, you know, be a way to, the community could pay back.
Okay. And Mr. Anderson, same question. What opportunities and challenges do you see having the Iowa Army ammunition plant in the community?
I think the ammunition plant would be, is a great thing. It's, if we could get going on getting houses in there and stuff, a lot more people would probably live in Middletown instead of, say, Burlington or Mount Pleasant, maybe Iowa City. Maybe somebody from another town would move here because they're going to start working there. But like we mentioned earlier, if a house comes up for sale in Middletown, within a month, it's gone. So if you're the first worm there, you get it, I guess.
Okay. Thank you. We'll come back to Mr. Kirchner for the next question. So there's a growth impact to the ordinance plant, right? How do you feel the city is positioned to service the increased activity that's expected at the ordinance plant? And is that either through housing or public infrastructure or something else?
Well, I'm not on council now, but I wouldn't know how the city would be ready. I know there's a bunch of money getting ready to be dumped in the plant. There's something we could get on board with now to kind of ready ourselves. I think it'd be a great idea, but I don't know how we'd be equipped now for that increase of, you know, people. I think it's going to be like Weaver all over again. So people are going to be living in all these rental houses everywhere. But I'm not sure if Middletown has room for much more people at this moment for the increase of population of all the workers. So we don't have an RV park. We don't have, you know, we don't really have much rentals around town. So I don't have a good answer for that one.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, same question. How do you feel the city is positioned to service the increased activity at the IAAP, either through housing or public infrastructure?
Well, at this point in time, you know, we're behind the ball. We've known the city council, my wife and I, we've known about this project that's coming to town. Some people have chose to ignore it. We're going to have 600 people come to town regardless of whether we want them. As far as being able to handle them people, The sooner we could get on the development and selling some of the properties that the city has to be able to get housing in there, the sooner we're going to be able to absorb that. Like I said, they're coming to town whether we want them or not. I know that at one point in time, there was talk about a trailer park north of 34 Racetrack. And, that was possibility of being tied into the city's waste treatment, and it was voted down. I mean, I don't know if that would be something that the new council would be willing to revisit or not. I mean, but I think we're underprepared for what's coming.
Okay. All right, Mr. Anderson, same question. How do you feel the city is positioned to service the increased activity at the IAAP, either through housing or public infrastructure?
I think Rodney hit it on the nail there. We're way behind. We're been sitting on our thumb for the last 2 years, not doing nothing. Suggestions have been brought up at city council meetings, and that's as far as it went. We had a lot of problems, and things just never developed. Nobody took initiative. And that's one reason I'm running, is because I want to try and help build the town. And if you go to a meeting that only lasts 15 minutes, you don't get nothing done. And as far as I know, somebody did come to the meeting and brought up a suggestion or had a question for the city council. Never did the city council have a discussion on that question. They just, you got 2 minutes to speak. No one ever discussed it on the 2 minutes that they spent speaking. So that's something that needs to be taken care of. And I don't think there's no way we could be caught up to handle that big a load of people, but I think we can get something started before it happens, I hope.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Asmus, same question to you. How do you feel the city is positioned to service the increased activity at the IAAP, either through housing or public infrastructure?
Well, the public infrastructure was brought up at the meeting that I was to, and that's piping sewage from across the freeway and over to the bottom of the lagoon. And I put up my 2 cents and said, that's not feasible. The feasible is to go back to the drawing board and get them lots on the parade ground and next to it, get some houses. Start with a few. I've already been a council person, and I talked with Mr. Klinger down here, not talked with Jeff, and agreed already to not charge anything for plotting a lot out until the house was sold. Now that's a big project, because he could go ahead and if we went through them, I think that'd be the best way to go. Build houses.
All right. We'll go on to the next question then. We'll start with Mr. Johnson here. Long-term vision, looking ahead 10 years, what do you hope Middletown will look like, and what key steps should the city take now to get there?
My vision for the next 10 years is growth, whether it be small businesses or residents. I feel that 450 residents in town wouldn't be a terrible number for us to shoot for. It still gives people plenty of room to grow and enjoy their own yards. Middletown prides itself in large lots. We want to keep them large lots. We don't want houses right on top of each other. If you want to talk to your neighbor, you can talk to your neighbor. If you don't, then, we don't want them to necessarily feel like they have to just because you own your yard. But I feel that, another 30 homes in town in the next 10 years is a doable number. With the ammunition project coming, people are going to want to build. They're going to want to buy. It was mentioned that a month, I've known houses that have been on the market for an hour and gone. So people want to come to Middletown. We need to make it possible for them to come to Middletown.
Okay. Mr. Anderson, same question. Looking ahead 10 years, what do you hope Middletown will look like, and what key steps should the city take now to get there?
I think we're on the right track with what Rodney said. That's what I've been going to meetings and stuff, asking questions at the meeting, and it's sort of discouraging when you get blowed off. And like I said earlier, you ask a question and you know the city council never got together and talked about it. So nothing happened. That's why we're behind now. And I agree that if we get some houses going, it would grow and have more tax structure, and we keep the lots like we've been building them, big, and you can have your own private area, and you aren't stacked on top of each other. I agree with that too. So it's just getting the city to go forward is the big problem, and I think in like 10 years we might have it.
Okay.
But we gotta get started.
Gotta get started, yeah. All right, thank you. And Mr. Asmus, same question. Looking ahead 10 years, what do you hope Middletown will look like, and what key steps should the city take now to get there?
Well, I don't think I'll be around for 10 more years. I mean, I'm in pretty good shape, but the city's in bad shape right now. It needs to be cleaned up. Like I said, it looks like Mount Union, and we sure don't want the county to take over the city. And that's what's going to happen if we can't get these people to, or the city don't start the whole thing of getting rid of junk cars and everything else. There's an ordinance saying you can, and there's people that'll come and get it. So it's not going to cost you nothing to get rid of the car, and the junkyard is getting worse. So I would say get the houses built, build the houses and bring the people, and then the only way you're going to get the people is to get the mess cleaned up. You're not going to get people to come in. It's fine on the south side of 34, but it's not good on the north side of 34.
Okay. And Mr. Kirchner, same question. Looking ahead 10 years, what do you hope Middletown will look like, and what key steps should the city take now to get there?
Well, first off, I'd like Middletown to stay Middletown, not county, not against the county, but Middletown's a nice little town. I'd like to see it expand, like everyone said about houses. And also, some things we could do to keep it that way would be enforcing some ordinances, cleaning it up, maybe make it look more inviting. But I hope in 10 years, Middletown is better than it is now. I'm not saying it's bad, but I think people like Middletown. There's plenty of families, and it'd be nice if we got more families. People want to live in Middletown for a reason. If it's the ammunition plant, or it's a nice little town. I'd like for it to continue being a nice little town, and comfortable town. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, we have our closing statement. So we're just about to the end, right? So, Mr. Anderson, you have 60 seconds in your closing remarks. Please share with us what sets you apart from the other candidates.
I don't think there's much that it sets me away from the people sitting here tonight. We're all on the same road. We're just going to have to meet at the intersection and get something done. It's 4 to 5 years of not having anything done. Just have a meeting, collect your check and go home. That's not working, as you can see. And I just, like Orrin said, get the spots that's not lookable, get them lookable.
Okay.
I mean, we've got a lot of dead cars that there's no reason why they're still there. Either you want them or you don't. And so let's clean the town up and get it going.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Mr. Asmus, same question. In your closing remarks, please share with us what sets you apart from the other candidates.
Well, I can say I'm the oldest, but, and I've had the most experience with Middletown because I've served it many times on it. And I know what things are good and what things are not good. And it's not good, it hasn't been good for quite a while since the mayor net turned down Senator Beaverdale of putting the parade ground, and it would be in houses right now, but unfortunately it's not. So I would like to see me finish my project.
Okay, all right, well, thank you. Mr. Kirchner, same question to you. Closing remarks, please share with us what sets you apart from the other candidates.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a special person or the best candidate, I would say, but I'm willing to work with anybody. I have the best interests of the city. I would just say that I'd like Middletown to stay good, expand. I'm willing to work with people. I think we all of us up here get along very well. So no matter who gets in, I think it's going to get better. Yeah, I'd say I'm young. More than welcome to learn. I have a lot to learn yet, but I'm willing to put myself out there, and we'll see what happens.
All right, thank you. And then Mr. Johnson, closing remarks and what sets you apart.
Well, I'm going to say what sets me apart is that I want the citizens of Middletown to have their concerns answered. That may not necessarily be the answer that they want, but I feel that if there is a citizen come to the meeting and addresses the council, we can address it at that point. But depending on the situation, somebody can be delegated to find an answer for that person. And I feel that the more involvement we have with our citizens and the community, the better it will be for the community. Some of these properties that we've talked about, they've been vacant for 20 plus years, owned by the same family. So, we got to start someplace.
Okay. Well, I sincerely want to thank each of you for your interest in serving the Middletown community.
Thank you.
I appreciate your genuineness tonight and your care for the city, and that's really impressive. So, public service can be often a thankless job, but we need dedicated individuals like you fellows to serve. I also want to thank the Greater Burlington Partnership, Chamber of Commerce, and the Government Relations Committee for hosting this event. And thank those in the audience here and those who have been watching or listening online for your interest in this election. Please remember to vote for the candidates of your choice on Tuesday, November 4th. Thank you.